So I'll conclude by saying what I said in 2016, which caused international debates, that the accountant is the true change maker in the boardroom, and the accountant can in fact save the planet.
Here. I agree with everything that you've said there, and I think that the work that's been done through the reporting frameworks and the disclosures and the need to disclose is huge. I deliberately left that running because I had little to contribute to that. I was asking the question alongside that of the chairman operating in that environment. How are you operating in that environment? And for instance, talking with the Fortune 200 chair, and we went through a whole lot of the sustainability issues and the risk issues and their cybersecurity issues, and their environmental issues and their community issues, and kind of agreed the board got that they were an issue. And the board was committed and keen and really felt that these things were important to address. But the words that came back were, we get that. We've done a couple of those billion-dollar transformation projects to address them. And the project didn't fail, but it didn't make a difference. My interest in this was, how can the organization live up to its objectives, its aspirations? Many people, even the ones who are not part of the movement and at the forefront, they get it by now. They get the idea that there are these issues out there. And some of the people I spoke to lost their role as chairman because of stuff that went on in their organization subsequently that they just didn't have the control on. It wasn't poor will. They didn't have the control that was required in the complexity of dealing with the situation. But what I did find is that those organizations that did have controls sufficient to the complexity were making better decisions across the board and performing better. So for me, and the contribution that I feel I can make, is being able to identify, given that context, given what you need to do to be successful with everything that is going on, how can you do it? How can you lift your ability to fulfill your role, legal or otherwise, legal, moral, ethical, whatever it is, but your role? How can you do that within the complexity of today's environment? And who's doing it well?
Leaving aside being a director, a guardian, or a trustee of a limited liability company, just generally speaking, we as Homo sapiens, individually or collective in a community, we owe a duty to make sure that we're going to leave planet Earth not in a worse state than when you and I were born, when we were created. And the result of our behavior and the way we've directed the limited liability company, which is the main raiser of capital today and the creator of jobs around the planet, is actually, it's something that we should be ashamed of. And we have to start changing that mindset. And the mindset of the boards of companies has changed. I believe so.
So do you think that we're failing?
Making just financial gains and enrichment of the shareholders to creating value in a sustainable manner and preserving that value, or watching if you're eroding, for example, a natural asset, what do you do about it? So all these things are being done to ensure that we actually leave planet Earth in a better position than when we found it.
So do you think we're failing because people are greedy, because they're not aware of the issue, because they're, morally bankrupt, or is there another explanation? Because for me, as I said,
I
I
think
ended up coming to them with great compassion,